What's up, boys? Back out here. We're gonna clean up this whole rat's nest thing today, and I think I'm just gonna delete this cruise control because he already has it deleted, but he didn't like delete it. He just like bypassed it, so it's all just sitting over here in the way. Cruise control box should be able to just come out of here, unless it's gonna like. Well, I'm going with a standalone ECU, so I was about to say unless it's gonna throw a code or something. We're just gonna clean this all up today. I'm gonna focus on getting this intake off. I've recorded this before in the past. It's not that hard. I'll probably just bring it back. Just take off your throttle body and everything, and then chase the bolts and all these vacuum lines, the solenoids underneath, which is impossible to record that you got to unplug, or not solenoids, but sensors and vacuum lines. Okay, boys, got that all off. Now this is just hundreds and hundreds of feet of vacuum lines and actuators and solenoids and sensors that I think can just be gone now. If I am correct, I think all this can just go. I just gotta plug holes that are on the intake manifold, but I think I'm gonna go with a different intake manifold. But like I said, if you know what you're looking at, which I don't, but you can see that it's been deleted, and like the rat's nest cleaned up mod that everyone does to delete the EGR and just have a simpler setup. But I think I'm just gonna start taking this off. Just get rid of this whole nightmare and set it to the side. Hopefully I can keep it all in one piece. Trying to do my best at recording it and kind of showing how it looks. So if I ever have to put it back, it goes orange, blue, gray, yellow, and then like a tan. And then you got all these like one ways. The reason why I might not be switching over is just one of these might be set up for vacuum when it's supposed to be read and boost, for all I know. But regardless, it's gone. I always have people ask me, why am I so brave to take stuff apart? Or you guys will be like, oh, I'd never be able to figure out how to get it back together. I'm just as nervous as you guys. Like, look at all these things that are already unplugged. This must have all been EGRs. So I can just take all this off, I believe. Because a single turbo, this is going to be very simple, at least in my mind, I think it is. There's a diagram on the hood, which I did take the hood off if you didn't notice. And yes, it's sitting on top of this car. I know this car looks great on camera, but it needs painted, so don't be too mad at me. But there's a diagram of everything, and I'm sure I could find it online if I absolutely take something off and need to put it back. Alright, let me just plug these up before I get all crazy. Alright, let's take out these 10 mils and see if this whole thing will come out as one. If you guys need any of this, let me know. I'll hook one of you guys up. Like I said, all this can go. These are pretty expensive too, and mine's not cracked, which is like amazing. Look, I've already been recording this forever. I'm just gonna start pulling all this out. I'll bring you guys back. All I need now, especially since I'm going standalone, is air, fuel, and spark. All this other shit is going by. Quick update. Been pulling hoses and stuff to get this whole bracket and those solenoids out. You gotta take the coil pack out, which I just marked it with paint marker. Even though I'll probably upgrade them, I just want to remember where everything goes. It's pretty simple. It was white, black, blue. Still, just in case this is like months in the making and I forget. You guys get this alternator out to get to those screws behind there that hold this bracket in place to even get to those solenoids. I wonder how much Mazda charged to do something when like a solenoid went bad back in the 90s, or like one vacuum line leaked. Like, these had to be one of the most expensive cars in the world to maintain. Like, nothing is just like, oh yeah, let me go in there and fix that vacuum line for you. It's like hours of work. And I'm gonna need probably a new wiring harness. Everything under here is roached. Like, everything. Let me get this alternator out. These are all like Phillips screws that are like torqued to the extreme. Try to get these out. Hopefully this whole thing will start picking up. Everything is wired and connected and intertwined. It is a rat's nest. I understand 100% why they call it a rat's nest now. So these are the fuel lines, and they're connected. I started chasing bolts thinking that I could separate them, but they're not. They're like tack welded, even though you can see that they're like sit on top of one another. This one was already marked, which I'm pretty sure is the charcoal canister. It had yellow and yellow on it, so I marked this one blue and blue, and the same thing over here. Once you chase it around, blue and blue. Even though I'm gonna upgrade all the fuel lines and stuff, get rid of all the rubber so I can run E85 or 110 if I wanted to. I don't know if I'll go E85. I don't know how rotary runs on E85, to be honest with you. I just want everything marked so I know where it goes. Returns over here, and then the feed comes back and around and over there, but it's all connected to this bracket. Shouldn't be spraying fuel anywhere, I hope. Nope, we're good. And again, here's another one of their double clamp things like they had on the radiator. Surprised that one wasn't leaking. These are so brittle. I haven't recorded everything, but like even these coolant lines, I'm just tearing in half. Everything on this car needs replaced. Alright, I'll bring it back again. I'm pretty sure I've said I'll bring it back like 10 times. I'll probably edit it all out. But I think I'm just on the edge of like getting this whole thing out, and then I find out it's connected or intertwined with something else again. Alright, my bad. I forgot to bring you guys back. Kind of threw a little hissy fit. I just started cutting these fuel lines. I'm gonna replace them. I would like to keep this right in the middle. So if I get this separated, even if I gotta cut it, keep these metal lines underneath that intake. I mean, I might just run all AN line. I don't really know yet. Oh my god, look at all these solenoids. This is ridiculous. I'm gonna stay with the car for now. Alright, well, if any of you guys need any of this, let me know. I have no idea what these are, what order they go in. Is there part numbers on them? Are they all different? Are they all the same? They're numbered at least. 2B2, 2B3. Oh, that's the fuel pressure regulator solenoid, which that'll be upgraded. Oh, 2G3. I don't know, there's markings on them all, but if you guys need any of them, let me know. Hopefully I can find somebody that can make me a wiring harness, or hopefully, I haven't even looked yet. There might already be like companies that make this. What's holding this on? Let's get this out, see if that's broke. It's gonna suck if that's been my problem this whole time, but like I said, it's all over but the crying. And of course, this isn't just gonna come out without taking this whole thing off. This is what I'm talking about. There's the perfect example of it right there. You chase that one bolt and you're like, oh, this will slide out. And now, no. You gotta take off all of these pulleys and this bracket to get that out. That looks like a new piece of harness. Look at that wire loom. This is definitely a new harness here. And like I said, these are all new vacuum lines. They're all silicone. Back out here, it's the next day. I started getting this wiring harness out of here. I'm going to try to find one that has all this deleted, because I don't need any of this. I need injectors and temp sensors. All here, like 99% of this can be deleted. I need 4 injectors and 2 temp sensors. All this other garbage can go. So that'd be sweet if this disconnects somewhere, like right inside the firewall. I don't know, we might be able to use these other things, like reprogram them in a haul tech to use them for something else. I'll have to talk to a couple people about that. I think I'm gonna take this intake plenum off today. Yeah, I think I just gotta take this banjo bolt off and then disconnect all these bolts down here on these intake runners. Once you guys see this thing off the car, it's ridiculous how much airflow this just wastes. And since I'm doing standalone, I don't think I need any of this. Look at this. I swear on everything. I'm not trying to talk shit about this guy. Look. No wrench, no nothing. That's the intake manifold. This is why you go back and retorque. The whole intake manifold is just hand loose. Look at this. Are they all like this? No, the middle ones were at least snug. So you probably put the outside ones on and then tighten the middle ones and then never check the outside ones. I bet money that's what happened. Now, I don't know how well you guys can see, but I'm just going around taking all these bolts out on this manifold. Yeah, I think I'm gonna go with a different one. Man, you always see how small these are in videos, but even in person, it's like, you can definitely fit a 3 rotor in here. If you guys can find me a 3 rotor, leave down in the comments. I mean, I might as well just go ahead and do it while I'm in here. While you're in here, never ends. You see, I don't know what this does. What is this vacuum line or boost line go to? Both of these lines are like these hard lines that go, oh, that's the oil squirter. I run mixed fuel, but I'm pretty sure the oil squirter's still hooked up on here. At least I was told it was. Kind of forgot about the oil squirters. Dude, how cool is this? I'm just sitting here staring at it. I was starting to clean up this side over here. Look at this power steering line or wire. Completely melted. Just all melted together. I can't get it to come apart. Plug it here, but that's not going to be very good for much longer. This whole thing has been so freaking heated up so many times. I think this wiring harness splits from chassis to engine. So I'm just trying to get this engine harness out of the way. But I gotta get this all off and up out of my way. I mean, dude, it's never ending. Right now, them at this point, it's like, should just hook the cherry picker to it, pull this out, clean this all up, because look at this. Clean it up, powder coat the subframe. Okay, I gotta take this whole side apart to get this harness disconnected. It goes down there, I'm pretty sure, to the, I would say crank sensor, but it's not crank. I just want to get this engine harness up out of the way. I just really want to start, like, at least pressure washing this. Like, just take this all out, pressure wash it, put it all back. I want to try to keep AC on this car because I'm not kidding. When people say that rotaries run hot, that center console will be like 100 degrees. So you want to keep AC in your FD. You got to be a real champion to daily an FD with no AC. And I don't know if I said this, but maybe you guys can see it. I've been putting paint marker on a lot of these plugs because a lot of them are literally the same plug, which I did not have that problem on this. A lot of you guys asked me, aren't you scared about where to plug things back in? All these plugs are different on this car, except for the injectors, which are easy, just perfectly in line with each other. You can't really mess anything up on this car. This car, there's like 5 of these green plugs, which this is an injector, so I guess that doesn't really matter. Could have figured that one out, but this green one's the same as that green one. There's another green one over there. All of these are the same. All the little plugs are the same. You could definitely match some plugs on this car. These are the same. There's like 4 of these. So these ones I'll just do both sides in orange, and then over here it's the same one, did it in blue. And then one of them doesn't have any paint on it. So I'm gonna break this tensioner pulley loose, get this belt off, and figure out a way to get this whole bracket off. The way it's looking is I'm gonna have to take this pulley off, get a pulley puller, pry that out. Alright, this pulley on the power steering pump, I don't know what these holes are for, but they're not threaded and they don't go all the way through. I thought that they went all the way through and you'd like put a screwdriver in there or a bolt and that would hold it so you could get this off. But it's not. I had to put the belt back on, make it super tight to hold this in place to bust that loose, because it'll just spin. Just a heads up there so you don't take your belt off, go through all that, then have to put it all back together to get that pulley off. Yeah, see, as soon as you get the belt tight, you crack that loose and this just slides off. Then you can get to these bolts to get this bracket out of your way. Well, that just takes off the power steering pump, which it looks like you gotta do to get to these bolts back here. Man, everything on this car is a jigsaw puzzle. Why do I do this to myself? Again, just keep asking same questions. Dude, this whole bracket's part of the AC bracket too. Dude, this sucks. You gotta take all this off. Like, what if this tank was broke? You'd have to take everything off to get to it? This is just starting to get ridiculous at this point. Maybe if I get this out of the way and this filler out of the way, I can slide that back and get to that wire harness. Well, there's supposed to be a gasket on here. Let me clean this up, put some tape on there so I don't have anything magical fall down my oil pan, which I'm probably going to take off and clean up anyways. Hit it with some alcohol so the tape will sit real nice. That's oil feed for the turbo, so that's got to stay. No point in taking that off. This was never even bolted to anything, but I think if we get this bracket out of the way, that can come up, and then maybe we can chase those wires. Oh, there's a nut down there. Wonder what that went to. I haven't dropped any. This must have been during the rebuild. What'd that go to? We'll just throw that one in there for safekeeping. Holy, it's out. Any cracks in it? No, I mean, it looks good to me. One of you guys said the reason why I wasn't transitioning was most likely because this tank was cracked. It's not cracked or leaking anywhere, but I don't need it anymore. Okay, can I get to this now? Couldn't record it, but these two like crank sensors down here, they're the same, so I marked one. They're different colors, but they're the same plug. And of course they snap in backwards, and that's why I couldn't record it. I had to like use a screwdriver to pry up against this front housing to get these wires out. This is the engine harness. This should be able to all move over here now. Oh, there's something right here. Where's that go? Oh, there's an oil pressure sensor. I can't get it. The push thing's on upside down. I don't think these are supposed to be on all upside down like this. I think when they put it back together, they just screwed shit on and wherever it landed, it landed. There we go. Oh my God, look at this brittle ass thing. There we go. This is all new harness. Or at least new sheath. And it goes over to this electric thing. What does that do? I really don't know. Leave it down in the comments if you know what this does. Oh, is that what controls the oil injection? Which looks like it's only working on one side, because this hose is full of oil down here at the bottom, and this one's empty. It's a good thing I've been running premix. I don't know how much footage I got, but if you made it this far, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe if you're not subscribed. This whole build is going to be on my channel, just like the 3000 GT build was. If you're interested in 3000 GT, go back, check out some of my other videos. That whole build, every nut, every bolt, bearings, rings, rods, cams, pistons, every single thing has been rebuilt on that car, and I did it all step by step. But I think that's going to be the end of this one. There's your rat's nest cleaned up. Leave it down in the comments if you know where I can get a harness. Can I just start cutting this off and like taping these together? I don't know the best way. I'm going to do some research too, but all this is just so brittle. I think it'd be better just to find a new harness. I don't know. I'm going to inspect everything, clean it all up. Next video, again, I don't know how far I want to go. I might pull this out, push this car out, and pressure wash this whole inside. See how bad it is, see if it needs powder coated, stuff like that. But that's the end of this one. See ya.